What are your thoughts about Bo Burnham's Inside? Haven't watched it. No thoughts.
I feel like because like you hang out with a lot of people who you maybe would consider kind of, I don't know. I mean, okay.
That's usually my red line. That's why I cut off Sneeko and Zerka completely forever.
Here's one criticism I have of you.
Yeah,
real criticism. Okay?
Yeah, criticize me, baby.
Fuentes. One of the biggest criticisms Destiny gets is in regards to platforming controversial people, like Nick Fuentes, head of the America First movement. Some people believe he should not be platforming far-right figures because there is implicit danger if their ideas spread. Others believe these ideas need to be debated out in the open.
Whether or not he was a Nazi or wouldn't have changed him coming on my platform. I think for a while America First was trying to get away from the crazy ultra like Jewish Nazi shit. Maybe there were still like memes and jokes, but I do think they were, especially with like AFPAC and everything, I think they were trying to move towards like a little bit more mainstream, like probably still like a little bit of the Nazi jokes and shit, but less than they were before. But I think that as soon as he got hooked up with Kanye, I think all of that went completely back, and now they're like totally back on
that's there. That's totally his reading of that. When we linked up in 2022, he was telling his audience, he's like, oh, I think these guys aren't Nazis anymore. I think these guys are like, they're not against Jewish power anymore. That was never true.
I like the, it's so funny because Fuentes will do this thing where he, in some ways they'll lean into the Nazi when it's convenient, and then other ways they won't. If you fought America First people in 2020 to 2022 and you called them Nazis, what basically the MO is they're going to start grilling the fuck out of you on, oh, really? Are we Nazis? Do we have the same religious beliefs? Do we have the same practice? Like, what do you mean by Nazis? Blah, blah, blah. They're going to like hardcore drill into what that means. And they would roast the fuck out of you, say, oh, just because we are critical of Jews, you think that makes us Nazis? Are Nazis the only people? This is one of the reasons why I just abandoned, like, okay, well, I'm not going to call them Nazis. We'll just like fight on the anti-Semitic beliefs. I just don't have interest. We don't have to use the Nazi label. We just find out other things. But now here, when it's convenient or conducive to Nick's point of view, now Nazi to him, he just said, oh, wait, you thought we were going to abandon the Jewish stuff? No, of course not. AF is probably never abandoning the Jewish stuff. It's always going to be there, at the very least, in like heavy memes and shit. At the very least,
guys are like they're not against Jewish power anymore. That was never true. At AFPAC 3, I
even knew this because there's a clip of me talking to Fuentes when I'm playing that vampire game. What's it called? All I can think of in my head right now is vermicelli because of that fucking Norm quote. What would V Rising. That was it. I remember when I was talking, I was like, yeah, how much do you think the Jew shit like plays into it or whatever? Because it used to be like 80 to 90%. I think he said, oh, maybe like 40 to 50% or like 30 to 50%. I was like, oh, okay, it's come down a little bit. But it was still there, obviously. Yeah.
Up and said, oh, you know, they're calling Putin Hitler like it's a bad thing or something like that. They're always trying to do this de-radicalization op where they're like, oh, well, I think they're good boys, or I think they're trying to be good boys, but they're being naughty. They're talking about Jews in Israel again. So I've heard that my entire career. It's always been, oh, we're always just on the cusp of de-radicalizing, but then we just keep doubling down. From the beginning, it's always been against Jewish power. From Groyper War, and even before.
Nah, I think that when they did AFPAC and Nick was so happy he was getting to talk to mainstream politicians and he got his little dinner with Donald Trump and he was getting, and he thought he was like on the cusp of like this Kanye West platform and everything else. And then all of a sudden he's on that, God, I'll never forget it. I think it was the first time, it was when Ye said, I love Hitler on Alex Jones's show? Was it, is this when he said it, or was it on the other guys?
That's right. You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. Every human being.
It was so far beyond, I think, where Nick had his platform. And now I think, and also, hey, listen, my predictions have all come true, basically, over the Fuentes, the AFPAC, the Ye shit. And I'll make, my other prediction that I'm making in line with all of this, okay? Here's the other prediction I'm making, okay? There's two paths for Fuentes right now, okay? Either one is they slowly kind of wind down the crazy anti-Semitic shit and they moderate a little bit to try to like angle back to some mainstream shit, which I don't know if they can do at this point. I don't think they will. I think that's a slim chance. Or more likely, they'll continue down this path of like thinking it's all like Jewish power and shit like that, and they'll try to hop on to like the current like Israel-Palestine shit maybe, or some other type of, but they peaked. AF peaked probably with the moments before Ye. They peaked before the Ye stuff. And then Fuentes, which is ironic given he's like a 24-year-old kid. I don't even necessarily fault him. I understand the desire to work with Ye. Fuentes was blinded by that optimistic, not optimism, but by the popularity and the clout and the getting to work with Kanye West that he tanked everything. And now, yeah, America First is never going to be a serious political thing ever again. They peaked before Ye, and they'll never hit that point again. That's my prediction.
War, and even before.
Fuentes was on a bit of an upshoot before the Kanye shit. AFPAC was really successful. They got, what, like 2 Congress people?
Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor.
Yeah, that's
Nick can't even argue this. Y'all went through this when you were talking to Sneeko, Nick, Jadeon, and Abba. You had to be careful because Nick and Sneeko were both on the Nick's not a Nazi bullshit before they met Kanye. Yeah.
a really big deal. That's more than any fucking lefty has ever done for their fucking shit on YouTube. When I'm criticizing his point of view, what I tell people is you should just criticize the point of view. Because the problem is that when you run into somebody, especially somebody who's like a little bit more politically adept, like Fuentes or American First, go, oh, you're a Nazi. They're gonna start bringing up like a million things that like actual Nazis believe, and they're gonna say, well, we break from Nazis here, and then you're just gonna look like an idiot. Right?
Do you respect Nick? He's done a lot. How many people say that? I respect Nick for the political prowess, I think, I would say. I don't know if as much... Do I respect his work ethic? I feel like... The thing is, I'm going to be honest, I don't have a lot of insight of that community anymore. I used to read, they had like a little secret forum or some bullshit. I don't even have the link anymore. I used to read through that quite a bit. And then I was getting emails from people that watched him ostensibly. And I would watch some AF stuff, but I didn't have time. So I was a little bit more plugged in. It felt like when the AFPAC organizing and everything was happening, he was a little bit more active. I don't know what he does right now. I don't know if he has that same work ethic or drive, or if he's personally like more depressed and kind of like fucked. I'm not sure. Because again, that peaking was harsh before Ye. He tied his hitch to Ye. He came out as full 1 billion% Nazi. Then he got disowned publicly by Donald Trump. Then he got kicked out of the Ye campaign. I don't know if he'll ever, all the people that, I think the 2 that went to the AFPAC conference, didn't they both disown it as well? Saying like, oh, we didn't know his views or whatever. That forum is dead. Anglin got drunk and disavowed Fuentes for talking to Richardson. Yeah, he's had a lot of like fallouts inside of his group of people. I think that he's just kind of fucked. Yeah, I think he's kind of fucked. And that might affect his work ethic too. I'm not sure, maybe.
Rather than call somebody a Nazi, like just criticize the positions.
Like, yeah, someone said he's fallen more into an online influencer role away from overt political maneuvering. Yeah, but the problem is him trying to do online influencer stuff is going to be really hard being perma-banned from every fucking platform and being as radical and extreme as he is. He's too deplatformed for that. Why do you keep clicking your mouse when talking? Oh, I'm usually going through all my chats and saving comments that I want to respond to because I can't respond to them in the moment. Did the interview change your view of Jordan Peterson? No. Okay.
Like, I disagree with Fuentes on like any race realism shit, any like weird immigration shit, any like race-based like stuff like that. But I'll just fight on the policies. But people are very quick to just be like, oh, he's a Nazi, and then they're just like done. And
Well, it might be debated at some point. Why would you not call him a Nazi now? In the clip, it sounds like you're still not convinced. I might not. It depends on how particular you want to go. Like, are they actually, truly, really Nazis? I mean, like, not really. Their movement is way too multicultural for them to be technically Nazis. Funny enough, because they do accept like black people. Their leaders, Fuentes, So I probably wouldn't call them, but I would take less of an issue post-Ye calling them Nazis than I would pre-Ye, where I think they were trying to angle away from that view. I think pretty explicitly, but now if people call them Nazis, I think I'm pretty sure I've called them a Nazi over this yet. Now they basically are, yeah, like Christian Nazis or Christian whatever.
Then you cut him off.
what?
You cut him, like you wouldn't do content with him now.
I'm trying to think. The current reason I've listed on Blacklist because he does the crazy aggressive deplatforming shit. Like the Griper people will spam report people if they don't like you, which I think is hypocritical and annoying.
Haven't you done that a little bit? I've seen some old video of you reporting Nick's Twitch getting him banned.
Who? Did that ever happen?
Oh, dude, this
was like
it's so crazy. Well, I'm trying to remember the current reason I blacklisted him. Oh yeah, it's because they report people like crazy. Oh, you do that all the time, didn't you?
One thing that I notice with bad faith actors is this happens a lot with Israel-Palestine, is people are very fast and loose with timelines. So I think from 2016 to 2018, I think I was pro deplatforming for misinformation. I think I held that view up to 2018. And then I think around 2018, 2019, that started to change to me generally just being against all deplatforming because the misinformation thing was too hard to figure out who's right or who's wrong. But I think before then, I think I DMCA'd Sargon's channels because he was clipping my shit and throwing it onto his fucking YouTube to try to, like, out of context, like, not, it wasn't like a transformative video. It was literally just clips of my shit, which legally I think I had the right to do. But I think I even apologized to Sargon for that because I was like, fuck it. I shouldn't do this. Or I don't think it's a good thing. I'm pretty sure I did apologize to Sargon for that. I don't know if I said that on stream or if I said that in DMs or if I'm just making this up. Does anybody remember? Did I have a conversation where we said this? You've mentioned it in the past? Okay, yeah, I must have then. But yeah, like I have in the past. But the reason why I say I'm not sure about this Fuentes thing, I shouldn't let people gaslight me too, is because people like Nick say that I spam reported their channels. If I've ever reported somebody ever, if I've ever reported a person ever, I publicly am open about it. I'll say it. Like, oh yeah, I reported this fucker. Yeah, I reported this guy. Yeah, 100%. I've always said it. I've never hide it. Because if I hide something like that and it comes out, it would look so bad. So the issue is I think there's a time when Fuentes got banned from Twitch, and I think it was after the convo where it was me and Hassan versus Nick Fuentes and Sargon, where I think Fuentes got banned after that, and afterwards they all started blaming me for it, but I don't think I didn't report anybody. And then I think I actually just brought this up early in the stream. And then afterwards, I think I debated another far-right person like a couple weeks later, and he got banned. And so there was this narrative that I was trying to spam report every conservative I was talking to, and I was incredibly frustrated. I think I even messaged my account manager, and I was like, hey, what's going on with these people getting banned? Because if I was starting to talk to conservatives and they get banned right after, I'm like, this makes me look fucking horrible. Why would I report these people? This is stupid as fuck. It makes me look like a lunatic, but yeah. So, I mean, like, if there's a clip of me saying like, oh yeah, I'm reporting Fuentes because there's that, then I did it then. I mean, I'm not going to deny something I did. But if they're referring to that time after the Trainwreck's Hassan stream, I don't believe I ever did. I'm pretty sure I even complained about it at the time, but they're saying that I lied about it. Yeah. Why does Peace go? He knows how to trigger me so well. I'm going to beat the shit out of you the next time I see you. Every time I see you type in chat, I just like my blood pressure just climbs. Don't ban me, but you implicitly advocate for DG to report people all the time. E.g., wow, I thought this was against TOS. Someone should do something about that. That's literally dry snitching. Yeah, but I'm like pretty obvious about that. I do dry snitch on Hassan when he watches hours and hours of my content on his Twitch stream after Twitch has permabanned me and made it against the rules for me to be on Twitch, and they ban my friends for watching my stuff. That is strange. I kind of wonder there. Yeah, seems like that is against the TOS. But I'm not like bringing something new to somebody's attention or doing like, that's just like Dylan Burns has gotten banned, and I'm pretty sure other Twitch streamers have gotten banned for watching content of me on their stream, but for some reason Hassan doesn't. That's very strange to me. I don't know why that is the case. It makes me wonder. But yeah, but again, that's not like, I'm not like, I might be a little coy about that. Am I using that wording? Yeah, I might be a little coy about it, but it's pretty obvious. I'm not like denying that, obviously. Nick spends a lot of time on his stream just attacking you. Yes, I think that the Groypers flirt. Oh, Erudite got banned as well. Yeah, I think the Groypers kind of flirt the way that like grade school boys flirt, where while the Groypers have a strange love-hate relationship with me, where they'll never admit it, and they hate a lot on Twitter. But the reason why the Groypers lean into me so much is because in their mind, I am literally, and it's funny because I remember saying these exact same words before Fuentes thought he had outgrown me. I am Groypers' only possible link back to normalcy or back to mainstream or back to getting any real amount of coverage. That is I am the only possible person that would have ever considered platforming somebody like Fuentes or talking to them about their ideas. And they know that. So that's why like I'm kind of the big fixation of a lot of their online stuff is because one, because I talk about them sometimes, so it's easy. And then two, just because like, yeah, they know that I'm the only person that would ever give them attention or that they could come back through. But the thing is, especially after Fuentes' recent shit, and by recent shit, I mean stuff from a year ago. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do between the Mr. Girls spam reporting, between Fuentes and his community spam reporting. It's just like, I don't fuck with that shit.
It's so crazy. Well, I'm trying to remember the current reason I blacklisted him. Oh, yeah, it's because they report people like crazy. Oh, you do that all the time. Didn't you even do that to Nick? Oh, I don't know. Did that happen? Yes. Yes, it fucking did.
Like 2018 or something,
You saw he was on Twitch.
Oh, and he brings up, yeah, it is 2018. Okay.
It's rewritten. You should ask my community also if you ever want lore, because they know shit better than I do sometimes.
Oh,
because
sure.
there was a big 2v2 debate that I had.
Crazy.
Oh,
me and Hassan versus
fuck me. I just explained all of this, and I'm about to explain in the video. Okay.
Nick Fuentes and Sargon of Akkad. And I remember after that stream, Nick's stream got banned. And I complained on stream, and I messaged my partner contact because I said, like just curious, like, why did he get banned? Because if I'm debating somebody saying I'm pro-platforming, and then they get banned afterwards, that makes me look stupid. Like, why the fuck would I ever do that? But there might have been, because I know that people say I spam reported Nick after that debate, and I'm almost positive I didn't.
There's
I know
some video of you on stream, not spam reporting.
That might have been.
You actively are like pressing the report.
That might have been a year before or 2 years earlier, but there was a time when I first started getting into.
So what? You don't think the timeline matters? What do you mean, so what?
Year before or 2 years earlier, but there was a time when I first started getting into politics where I kind of believed in the, like, well, maybe we shouldn't platform like certain points of view, but that position has changed over time. By the time COVID rolled around, my position was, I don't care about like hate speech or anything like that, but I can understand people banning for like aggressive like misinformation or disinformation, like people just like lie online.
So crazy, like just pretending not to even know what. Of course he knows exactly what Tom's talking about. He reported me on stream. And his community brigaded me after.
I don't remember reporting Nick on stream. I might have done it on Twitter, maybe. I just don't remember. But if it was a bot, it happened if it happened. I'm not denying it.
After that debate, which was in 2019, oh, my position changed. Did it? Is that why he mass reported Hassan? He mass reported Keffels. He mass reported. Not that it even fucking matters, but just to the point, the guy's a total liar and a hypocrite. Well, the current reason I don't talk to him is because he mass flags people. Don't you mass flag people? Well, not anymore. Well, first.
Did we ever spam report Keffels? I feel like I just wrote my doc on her. Nick is aggressively good at peddling a narrative. He's pretty good at it, but his effectiveness has been like severely reduced over the past couple of years. What even made him hate you? Weren't you guys kind of friendly at one point? Well, again, it was with the sorry, Jesus, I just saw something. It was when we were kind of doing more stream debate stuff, and then he got on the Kanye train. I'm trying to remember the timelines. Fuck. Because there was also the Mr. Girl spam reporting thing hurt a lot in my brain. Like, I didn't want to be associated with a platform that was spam reporting people. That's just too scary and too stupid and too hypocritical and too dumb. So the Mr. Girl stuff happened, and then he started doing the Kanye stuff, and then he started to block me from shows. I think there were 2 shows. I think there was an Adam 22 show that he blocked me from, and then I think there was a Valuetainment show that he blocked me from. And after that, I was like, well, in that case, fuck you. Don't come crawling back to me after your Kanye shit blows up in 2 months, which it did, and which he has. In which they are trying to do. So, yeah, that's... Yeah.
First of all, yes, you do. Well, didn't you mass report Nick? Oh, I don't remember. Well, there's a video of you doing it. Oh, I think that was in 2018. Okay, so you're just a liar on every level.
Racial slurs, whatever, that's another thing. But prior to that...
I also like how, like, changing your views over time on a particular thing makes you a liar. That's a very... It reminds me of 2012? What... Or was it 2016? Does anybody remember which presidential election the term flip-flopper was used? Or was that earlier? Was that with like Bush and Kerry or Bush and Gore? When was the flip-flop thing? When did that come out? That might have been a Kerry. Was that 2008? Romney? 2000. It might have been 2008 with Kerry. 2000 with Kerry? It was, or 2004 with Kerry. Flip-flop. Presidential election. Oh, maybe 2004. It was used by critics as a catch-all phrase attack on John Kerry, claiming he was flip-flopping his stance on several issues. I'm going to be honest, I don't know fuck all about Kerry, but I know he was on some boat in Vietnam, and I saw a meme about it 7 million times from my mom. And
kind of went back and forth to where I was like, well, maybe we should like debate everybody. But then I would get salty because when I would get banned, they would all cheer on like me getting banned. And I think at some point I'm like, okay, well, these guys. So I kind of go back and forth. But for the past like 2 or 3 years, I've been pretty like, yeah.
Because there was a time in 2018 when you would
there was a clip floating around of you bringing up Fuentes' Twitch stream on your stream and encouraging people to report him, but it's been months to start. You should find the clip and find the year. I don't know. It'd be good to know just for my future thing. Sometimes people okay, here's like, this is the thing I'll say. You can believe me or not believe me. I don't know what to say. Like, I'll never lie about something I've done. The reason why I hedge sometimes is because genuinely I also just don't remember sometimes. So I say, didn't you do this? If I'm ever like, I don't know, I don't think I did. When I say I don't think I did, what I'm thinking is I'm trying to think of my state of mind at the time and if I would have done that particular thing at the time. If I don't think I would have, I'll say, I don't think I did. But I might have. There might have been for a variety of reasons and I just don't remember. I've done a lot of shit. I've been online permanently my whole life for like 15 years. There's a lot of shit that I forget or don't remember all the time. Like, unironically, I've told people in my personal life who've had questions about like, oh, what happened to this person? I'm like, you should go check my Kiwi Farms thread. Like, they log that shit way better than I remember. Or go to my chat and ask them. Oh, I even say that in this video, and I think I've told Tom that. He's probably irritated by hearing me say that so many times. Like, I don't know, go ask my chat. They'll have a better recollection of me. I just don't remember all the time. But then people, but then when I don't remember, if I'm like, I don't think I did that, or I'm not sure, people think I'm like dodging the truth, forgetting the fact that my entire fucking life and almost every action I've done for the past 15 years is extensively documented online. It's not like I'm going to try to lie about some shit and hope that nobody goes and looks it up. But
talk about like people who deserve to be deplatformed are people who actively spread misinformation.
That was when I was on the misinformation thing, yeah.
But you don't hold that opinion anymore?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that works.
Why not?
Because the ideas are really pervasive. So
W. Tom, though, by the way, W. Tom for pushing back on that. Patriot Turkey Tom, objective, and came with the receipts.
Doesn't really just ban them out of existence. Obviously, it didn't work for COVID.
So take it easy, Paul Town. He did a good. Tom was based for doing that.
It doesn't work.
At Destiny, you can debate white nationalists, but you don't have to debate Nick. Just destroy their ideas, and in time, that destroys their movement. Maybe. I think that everything is too weird right now. I don't think white nationalism is a big deal anymore because of I was so right when I said this. I was more right than I thought and more right than I deserve to be. A long time ago when I would debate conservatives, I feel like I said this, I know I did at least once to Lauren, probably to others, but I used to say all the time, why don't you guys like Sharia law? It seems like you guys would love Sharia law. Something really weird has happened with the far-right white nationalist movements to where the demographic of people that would be white nationalists online, I think tend to be very young and very white, obviously, and very online. But that same demographic of people, I think, have gotten really bought into ideas about Islam and Muslims because that religion is like strong and powerful and they kill people who disagree with them and they're based and awesome and they've got lots of wives and they're even more misogynistic and they're even more hardcore than Christians. So like the reservoir of white nationalism online is running very low because it's being tapped by radical Islam, I think. So it's a very interesting overlap in ideologies or how that I guess ended up panning out, because I feel like a lot of the people that would have been white nationalists 5 years ago now follow like Sneeko and they're like, yeah, fuck Christianity and the gay West, Islam is awesome. Or if they do defend Christianity, it's just Russia.